Hello, FPCA family. My name is Tina Hanson, for those of you that don't know me. And I bring you today a moment of hope. I'm in my home office, which I've used to work from home for about 8 weeks. I'm now back in my office in downtown Fort Worth. But as I was working from home, I found that I needed to have a little bit more comfortable chair. So I broke down and actually bought a real office chair. The kitchen chair just wasn't cutting it for as much time as I was spending at my desk. Just as my office chair allowed me to focus on my work, God also allows us to focus on Him and just reach out to Him in our moments of need. When I'm troubled or worried, I often go outside and go to the outdoors. I was in my backyard yesterday, working in the yard, and I looked up and saw a hawk flying through the air. At first, I couldn't tell if it was an airplane or a hawk, but after a few minutes from the movement, I could tell that it was a hawk. He was gliding and searching the ground, looking at the people, our cars, our houses, and he was looking for the one thing that he wanted. The hawk gliding through the air reminded me of the Holy Spirit and of Pentecost. How the Holy Spirit is always present, the energy the Holy Spirit provides. We just have to look up and allow the Holy Spirit to come to us. The image of the hawk also brought me to the passage that I want to share with you today, which is the Song of Moses out of Deuteronomy. Moses wrote the song when he was on near death, and it was the last instructions that the Lord gave to Moses. The same day Moses wrote down the song, he taught it to the people of Israel. And Moses recited the entire song while all the people of Israel listened. So I'm going to read to you Deuteronomy chapter 32, starting in verse 10, because this reminds me a lot of our time here over the last several months with our work at home and self-isolation, as well as the events over the past week with our peaceful protest going on as well. He found them wandering through the desert, a desolate, windswept wilderness. He protected them and cared for them as he would protect himself. Like an eagle teaching its young to fly, catching them safely on its spreading wings, the Lord kept Israel from falling. The Lord alone led his people without the help of a foreign god. He let them rule the highlands, and they ate what grew in the fields. They found wild honey among the rocks. Their olive trees flourished in stony ground. Their cows and goats gave plenty of milk. They had the best sheep, goats, and cattle, the finest wheat, and the choicest wine. What an image. Wandering in the desert, God wouldn't let them fall. He protected them, just as He's protecting us. So the image, Moses uses the image of the eagle to describe God. Just as eagles care for their young, God cares for His people. Despite how it may seem, the Lord is not far from any one of us. This is true even when we feel abandoned, isolated, and confused. So I hope that the image of the hawk and Moses' eagle brings you hope in this time of uncertainty.